Thank you for all the support the members of the media has given our ministry, also has given the government, as you are aware, we have one of the policies of His Excellency is to be focused on what he's trying to achieve, and especially things that will be sustainable even after his administration. Pilots like this are important because of the nature of the assets this ministry oversees. As you are aware, the assets of minerals, solid minerals, oil and gas, even some parts of electricity, is actually in control. Yes. Policy of our team that it's very good that we collaborate well with the federal government, because at the end of the day, the citizens, we are the people that are in touch more with the citizens than the federal government. And it's very important that we act in tandem of the law. We shouldn't be above the law as a government. So I am aware there are a lot of questions that I know members of the media have for us, what we have done, what we have achieved so far, and even going forward. So I want us to have a very interactive session, and we can answer some questions. Thank you.
Honourable Commissioner, Under Secretary of the Directors, my respected colleagues. The Commissioner has said it all, and you have just opened a window for us to bring in some questions. We'll get some stories put in place. But I have just two questions today. Just want to ask, is this Uzamere power plant and it is, and so I can go further? Is this something?
We have some kind of oversight. As you are aware, the ministry just got changed from oil and gas to energy. In less than, I think, less than about a month and a half ago. So we are still in the process of.
So basically, you need to collaborate with your other colleagues and the state executive council so they can resolve some of the issues the USL power plant is currently having in Nigeria gas. I'm privy to some of these issues where the Nigeria gas company will just go and shut down the solar power plant. In terms of infrastructure, it's 100%. In terms of development, the solar is one of the best in the country today. In terms of both human and all of that, I'm very okay. But the only problem they are having right now is federal government. So I need my colleagues to please take note of this problem. They are having issue with the Nigeria gas company, and it's especially on many occasions too, they will not supply the gas, and I'm aware that they are paying, and even state government is subventing very strongly for them to supply gas to some power plants. So we need to clear this gray area, and then it has to be resolved so that this private arrangement that we are having in Edo State, which is helping to be sustained. Thank you very much.
In the past, there used to be monitoring team from this ministry, monitoring the affairs of different institutions to ensure that there is no scarcity. But right now, there is scarcity in town. And so I don't know what the ministry is doing. Are you monitoring? And if you are monitoring, how many have you seen? How many police stations have you seen to sanction?
I talked about the fact that your ministry has 9 sectors, so to say, is in the exclusive list, that you are somehow operating and expatiate in the area of collaboration you are having with the federal government, for the benefit of the state in the 9 sectors. The challenges.
Line is.
Soon begin. I know that thing was shut down because of security challenges and of crisis. So we want to know the situation now when there any plan by this administration by way of maybe establishing a solid mineral mining company so that they can get the license from federal government to mine rather than allowing individuals who just go to Abuja, get their licenses, and come around and do all manner of rubbish in the solid mineral areas of the state?
Everybody in this. I think I will do a final talk on the issue of Nigerian gas company and the summer. You see, like earlier said, our ministry oversees assets that are exclusively owned by the federal government. I think it's public knowledge. We all know assets that are owned by the state and by the federal government. In terms of even the supply chain from the Nigerian gas companies, we are actually have different meetings, have different engagements with them, and to see how we can make sure the Uzamere power plant has continuous supply of gas. There are also other companies that are already going into gas exploration in the States. You know, we have a company in honourable, we also have a company in Northeast, right around the have that actually going to gas exploration. As you are aware, you know, one of the issues in the past few years, there was issue of gas flaring. We were wasting a lot of assets in gas just going up and down. And you see, sometimes we go through difficulties to see the opportunities we have. You know, if, for instance, now as a country, we went into aggressive exploration about 10-15 years ago, I guarantee you, we don't have problems of supply chain of Nigerian gas assets. If it took for Russia to stop exploring gas, also see that we have things here in the state that we can access. In terms of the monetary team, in the past, yes, monetary teams have been going around trying to go into issues of especially the downstream petroleum. But what we find that sometimes that starts to end up bad. We found that we have people that at the end of the day were extorting filling station owners. So, you know, a lot of filling station owners reported that this so-called monetary team extorted them for business and whatsoever. So, one of my policies was that I had to go and do the research and see, okay, where do these filling stations get their products from? How much products are given to them? And from there, we now track what's going on with them at their stations. It's quite unfortunate what's going on in the lack of access of, especially the PMS. And I want to say it's not a matter that just domiciled in the States. Around Nigeria, I'm sure if you travel around Nigeria, if you go to places like Abuja, even our neighboring states, yes, they don't really have access to these products. And one of the major reasons why this access to these products, why they don't access products, because of the access of roads for this the logistics issue. So the trucks cannot even bring products here. And the issue of the flood erosion in the country that we're all aware, it's also adding to a problem. So this is why some people like myself, we are telling that let our federal lawmakers, let us review the constitution of the country and say, okay, this so-called federal exclusive list, what can the state do to at least assist in this process? Because that might even help them out. Because when you try to have conversations with them, they always bring up exclusive list. I think if the state is not involved, there are things that we can do to help the process. In the issue of the Zambala issue, you are aware the Zambala issue was closed down because of some security reports that there were terrorists there, and the state has to shut it down to avoid what's happening in other states, because if you go to a mining site, sometimes it's very difficult to actually mine something. So we at the ministry, we have gone there. As of now, we've gotten the rightful miners, the people that have the licenses there. So we have proposed now that when we open the site, only the people with the licenses that have access to the site. And we're going to collaborate with the federal ministry, the local governments, and the state to make sure we do that monitoring. From the issue of the solid minerals, having the state having the solid mineral company, I'm sure you have an expo on that. You are aware that we started that process. I'm sure you are aware. We've gotten some approvals, but you see, we are also being very careful because what we notice that when businesses are run by state governments, it gets, when, especially when politics get involved, it has some issues. So we are in the process of putting together a good package to see how we can bring that out.
Honourable Commissioner, what happened to the most publicized Olobo issue, Olobo refinery? Up to now, we want to, because my investigation shows that they are not operating, they are not in operation because there's some, they say they need some, they need proper approval. And I don't know what they mean by proper approval. Also, what we have talked about, this problem we are facing about diesel, we have the overhead that station is in full operation. What happens there?
We have some other modular refineries in the state. So what is the situation actually and those other modular refineries in the state? Because we are not really benefiting from those modular refineries.
The issue of approval is not, I think we've handled that, but it's an issue of feedstock. So we are working with them. So it's a private refinery which the state has some investment in there, but we are working with them to try to get them their feedstock so they can go in full steam. For the other modern refineries, you are aware that they are private companies. So we can only act on the information we are given. But what I am aware that most of them are going to come up with training in the next few months, and that can help with the influx of products in the state.
So other members of the Edo State Executive Council, we interact with them fully, and as one who believes in this government, I'd like to request the Honourable Commissioner to talk to his colleagues to have this kind of program journalism. When we have this kind of interactive session, to go a long way to enlightening the people of the state and to teaching every ministry the activities and so it's just an advice that I'd like to ask you to other members of the state executive council, because what we just witnessed now becomes story for us. And others who are in various sectors should have been journalists for their activities, their various ministries. Thank you.
The Executive Council a few weeks ago, we put a ban on some of these heavy duty trucks into the state-owned road because people, when they come into the state-owned roads, we as a state government, we have to fix those roads for our people. You know, so the issues are enormous, and as a state government, we have said everybody should keep calm and we'll be very transparent on what we are doing. But you see, the filling especially with the filling stations, there are different types of filling stations. There are filling stations that are independent marketers, and there are the major marketers. The major marketers, yes, can be beach regulated, but especially independent marketers, you can't really regulate them because if you buy, it's a market. If you buy something at 1 naira, you can't expect to sell it at 50 bob. So that is an issue that we are aggressively trying to see how we can get more products into the state. Then we can now monitor the